Hello, hello, hello. If anyone is wondering, this is just a test here.
Once again, please bear with us, just waiting on riders for the next few horses.
Looks like we got a Catalina Cruiser coming up here. Catalina Cruiser hasn't been that popular recently. Kind of came out of the gates okay with his horses a few years ago, but people kind of lost faith in him some. Still puts a good horse on the track. A lot of leg under him. But the proof is in the pudding, right? See how this colt goes here. If you haven't been following around, I think the track is kind of slowed down since this morning. Horses, the times has just been kind of pedestrian, even when they do work good. This colt, he looks okay. He's kind of immature. I think he's big, just kind of still figuring it out. 10-4. Like I said, I mean, this morning that could have been a 10-2, 10-3, something like that. But when you come to these 2-year-old sales, you shouldn't be totally influenced just by time. It's not how fast they go; it's how they go fast. So we got a galloper coming up, hip 15. See who that is. If you're wondering, I'm just kind of doing a test here. Figured that we'll look at some sales here this year. 2-year-olds, yearlings, things like that. Kind of Audible coming up. I haven't personally been the biggest fan of Audible. I think his horses have done fine, but I didn't like him that much as yearlings, and just kind of carried over as 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds now. This colt here, he's not even 2 minute licking it. He's just very relaxed. Got his ears back though. He's still learning everything. You know, and there can be a variety of reasons why they would just gallop a horse here, but you know, they want to sell the horse, but maybe he's just not quite ready for a work. They usually work these horses in pairs at the farm, so maybe they just thought he'd be better off just doing a gallop. We've got Hip 99 coming up. It's Boltioro. Boltioro, this will be his second crop, third crop, I think. He does a really good job. He puts a good horse on track. He can get all kinds. Get sprinters, horses that can go long. He's done a really good job as a young stallion. Actually, this says we got a volatile coming up. Hip number 80. Number 99 is the Boltioro. But hip number 8 volatile, first year stallion, son of Twirling Candy. His yearlings were really popular, and that had carried over. His weanlings have been really popular too. So these are the first 2-year-olds that we've seen on the track, and he's had a couple that went okay so far. Maybe not some that were really my type, but he's been okay. Like I said, if you guys are wondering, I'm just doing a test. We're coming up on the sales season. I haven't done much YouTubing, but I just thought this would be a fun thing to do. I don't typically buy horses out of the 2-year-old sales. I buy weanlings, buy yearlings. 2-year-olds are for end users. These are people that are looking to race these horses, and myself and my clients, we don't really do that so much. We're much more into pin hooking. These horses are the end results of pin hooking. Usually someone's bought this horse as a weanling or a yearling, and they've put the work into him. You know, this colt here, he looks nice and engaged. They probably need to get him out more to the middle of the track. Seems like it's better out there, but they're going to try it down here at the rail. He looks good. He's nice and engaged. He needs to switch leads, but you know, switch leads, buddy. There you go. Yeah, I mean, this colt's going along here pretty nice. Nice and engaged. Got his ears back, but yeah, 10-1. And I think you'll see that from Volatile. He was pretty precocious himself. I think his horses will be that way. And I know he had a horse in Keeneland, September, I think, sold for $1.1 million or something. So, hey, people have a little bit of faith in him. Got a Boltioro coming up here. Stallion I really like, even though he's son of Medaglia d'Oro, and Medaglia d'Oro, I don't think he's a good sire of sires. He hasn't been. But I think this Boltioro horse is different. He puts a really good horse on the track. Let's go look and see who 43 is coming up. .43 is going to be a Seeking the Soul. I think that's a Florida stallion. First year, second year, something like that. I don't know too much about that horse. Yeah, you can see the Boltioro. He's nice and engaged. He's got his ears kind of flopping around. I don't love that he's got his tail up like that. That's usually a sign that he's not as relaxed as he should be. But, yeah, I mean, he looks good. He's just covering the ground nice. I mean, when you go to the sale like this, you can't put stock in all of the things that happen on the racetrack. You got to look at the horse at the barn. You got to get your vet involved. You got to get your whole team involved. So, but yeah, I mean, I think this colt, he's galloping nice. He's getting over the ground good. Got this Seeking the Soul coming up. I mean, Seeking the Soul probably isn't a horse that I would target at a sale, but him being a Florida stallion, this being a Florida bred, you can get into these state programs and get a little bit of extra money. They have incentives. So like if you're running in a maiden race down there at Gulfstream and you're a Florida bred, you're in against Kentucky breds, you might see a little bit more money come your way if you actually win the race versus the horses from out of state. So, you know, when you look at horses from New York, Florida, California, they have these state programs where you can make. I mean, I think at one point California, if you won a maiden race as a Calbred, you get like about $8,500 extra. So it's not insignificant. Every little bit helps, but like I said, I don't typically mess around with horses as 2-year-olds. Every once in a while, you're going to end up with one. Like especially if you pinhook from yearling to 2-year-olds, you're going to end up with horses because little things can go wrong. And it's happened before, but usually you want to get that horse sold. Like if you bought a horse and your intention is to sell them as a 2-year-old, when they go to the farm, you should tell that trainer like, hey, this horse is for sale, and you go from there. Like, you should always keep that in mind. Every horse is for sale. They're for sale. You let everybody know. Let's see how the Seeking the Soul horse goes. They don't have a up next. It could be that we're at the end of it here, or they're going to take a little bit of a break before they continue. But let's see what happens. I don't know if they're having problems with the rider getting the horse on the track. Sometimes, I mean, little 2-year-olds like this, they'll prop when they come on the track. And we had one earlier that was propping and bucking, and he didn't want to go. And then finally, they got him to go, and he was all over the racetrack. And the horse like that, they might scratch and come back in April or June or something. So not everything goes right. That's kind of like the one thing about horse racing. You can always guarantee that not everything is going to go right. And horses are more than likely going to make a liar out of you. We're just waiting here. I'm not going to talk too much about in-depth and pedigrees or anything. Today is just about the horses on the track. We'll just get an impression of how they go. But 90% of the work is pretty much already happened. People have already been looking at these horses for the last 3 to 5 days or so. Maybe before that, they've seen them at the farm. A lot of these horses, when they come out here, are already known quantities. Agents are, at the training facilities looking at these horses for the last 2-3 months. So, and then also, like, some of them you might have seen as a foal, you saw them as a short yearling, as a yearling, and now you're seeing them as a 2-year-old, and it's always interesting to see how much they changed. Oh, we've got the horse on the track now. Gray filly here. He's just kind of posting along here around the turn. Looks like they're going to work an 1/8 of a mile. She's kind of got her ears kind of going back and forth here. She's listening to the rider a little bit. That puts her into a canter. Just kind of priming the gun here. Going past the quarter pole. I would hope he takes this filly out to the middle of the track. Like I said, the track's really slowed down this afternoon. I think it's better out there. See how he goes here. Not switching leads. It's always an issue. You see the rider he's trying to get her to. But she's staying on that left lead. She's nice and engaged. She went pretty well. Was it 10-3 or something? Yeah, 10-3. You know, if she'd switched leads, if she'd done everything right, maybe she goes a little bit faster, but it's okay. She's still going on this gallop out here. She's got her head down, her ears back, and she's still really trying. You know, but like I said, Seeking the Soul is probably not a horse that I would really target so much. Looks like this might be the end of the show. Maybe. Anyway, like I said, this is just a test for some things that we're going to be doing here over the next couple of months. So, anyway, see you guys later. Bye.